sometimes being clever is annoying. Sometimes being annoying is clever.
You're making great points.
You're still listening. This is our final transmission.
Here, Jamie. It's me, Sam Russo. It's Jamie Carruthers. Welcome to the Final Transmission Podcast. One horror movie a week from the dawn of time until the end of time. How are you, Jamie?
I'm fantastic. It's a rare Friday night record, so I've got a Negroni on the Goni.
Oof, cripes.
Negronads. That's what...
How did I not notice that's what you were drinking? You told me a story about it for 4 hours on the Patreon, and then I not even at any point put the two things together.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm having. If you
well played.
Speaking of the Patreon, if you want to see Sam flailing around in his undercrackers, that's why you should do it. Only $5 a month gets you uncut video and audio versions of this podcast that you can enjoy at your leisure if you're American, and at your leisure if you're proper. And you can find that at patreon.com/final transmission.
There you go.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
So it's the last week of our movies that I think maybe, hopefully, kind of you might like. This is my apology for June. That's what this month is, isn't it?
Good theme. Sorry about June. Yeah, so we're talking about Happy Death Day.
Yeah, from 2017.
What a year.
Good vintage. First off the bat, Sam, had you seen this before?
Nope.
Okay. So I have seen this before. I've also seen the sequel, which goes some way to explaining some of the stuff that doesn't need to be explained about the first one. So
curious.
Throughout the conversation on this, I'm ignoring the existence of the second one because I don't think it matters in a conversation about the first one.
Right. I hear you.
I also want to say that I did the least amount of research that I've ever done for a podcast because this film's quite recent. It was quite well spoken about. It was quite heavily discussed. There was a lot of sort of discourse about what they were doing and stuff, and I didn't want that to get in my head.
Okay.
I wanted to just have my own thoughts.
All right.
So I didn't.
So just the 20 pages of notes for this one?
Just 3. Only 3.
3. Even I made some notes.
Excellent.
They're on my phone, which is in the other room.
He's a consummate professional.
Killing it, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so this movie exists. It came out in 2017, which makes it a relatively recent offering in the, can we say slasher canon?
Yeah, I would say so. It is a, what would we say? A high concept slasher?
Sure.
Almost a slasher parody or a meta slasher, I would say.
Meta slasher, I think, is actually fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, good. It's directed by Christopher Landon, who wrote a bunch of stuff, including several Paranormal Activity sequels. I won't hold that against him. I know that you like some of them.
I do, actually, and I'm curious as to whether or not he wrote the ones that I like, so I'm looking it up as we speak.
I think he wrote
he wrote Next of Kin, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Good guy.
It was written by Scott Lobdell, who has written nothing of value, really.
This guy wrote a movie called Burning Palms, which looks good, promising.
Yeah, he might have written some stuff that I rate, but I've not seen any of it. I don't think so.
We'll dig into him at some point.
Yeah, we're going to run out of movies eventually, right?
I hope so. So, Happy Death Day is maybe the first modern slasher we've touched in a while.
Yeah.
It feels like it has a lot going on for it that potentially other slashers of this godforsaken era don't. So what kind of stuff can you tell me without spoiling about how this was pushed to you as a horror consumer? What made you think there was positive buzz about it and the discourse was interesting?
Well, so when it came out, it was basically everywhere. It was one of those sort of skirting on the mainstream type slasher releases that happen every now and then. And I think that's because of the high concept. Obviously, it's a Blumhouse film, so it's got some of that Blum spunk behind it.
Some of that Blum gum.
Yeah. And 2017 was, I think, probably around the time that Blumhouse were at the top of their game in terms of, like, at least the fandom of the movies that they were releasing. I think they maybe have waxed and waned over the years. They did a lot of stuff sort of behind the scenes where it was like, we don't really know or talk about Blumhouse as an entity, but they were doing stuff. One of the things about Blumhouse that is, I think, interesting is that they basically let an algorithm drive their movie making.
Right.
So, have you heard about Rivers Cuomo's like lyrics
Spreadsheet.
spreadsheet?
Yeah.
So I think that Jason Blum has something similar that he uses to like basically build concepts for movies.
You think so?
And they're looking at things that people like, vibes that people like, actors that people like, directors that people like, all of that stuff. And I mean, that's basically what every Hollywood producer is trying to do. But
Sure.
I think that they have a much more nailed on algorithm for that in.
You think he has like a spinny machine and he just spins all the bits and then they all line up and they say like forest, retro, 70s, slasher. And then he makes that.
Yeah, I think that's literally exactly. Well, maybe not literally, but maybe, I think like that's something of that ilk is what he does have. And
Interesting.
I think that is an interesting approach, and it has seems to have done them fairly well.
Yeah, they're quite big.
They are quite big. They have a lot of movies that people like. People talk about them. They're in the discourse generally. I think that there's been a bit of a backlash since this algorithm or whatever has become more sort of mainstream knowledge.
Right.
But like, shut up and enjoy the movies or don't.
Did they do The Black Phone?
Yes.
Right, okay. Sequel to that looks genuinely fine.
I liked The Black Phone. It wasn't good. It didn't make any
No, bullshit.
sense.
No,
But like,
no,
I thought it was fine.
I hated it. I don't really like Blumhouse as a rule, I don't think. I don't really like any Blumhouse. When I see the Blumhouse, whatever it is at the start, the ident thing, I'm just like, here we fucking go. This guy again.
I mean, I think they did a lot of stuff, like I say, behind the scenes for a long time that I thought was pretty good. I'll tell you what I did like that I didn't think I was going to like.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Interesting.
Genuinely, I saw the, obviously this is a small sidebar for the moment, but I saw the Banana Splits movie that was basically a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff.
Yeah.
I saw that one that you hated with Nicolas Cage. What's that called?
The real bad movie with Nicolas Cage in the fucking place with the guys.
Yeah, I quite liked that also, but I went into Five Nights at Freddy's also never having played the games, not really understanding the shtick,
Right.
and turns out just pretty good. Not great, not going to blow anyone's back doors off, but pretty good.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that you enjoyed both of those movies. I thought they were fucking dog shit.
I'm just looking at a list of Blumhouse movies here. There are some that I think are probably quite good. There are some that I haven't seen that I think I probably would like. That are on the list for us to cover in the future. But I'm looking at like, I will watch every Purge movie.
Yeah, I know you will.
I think
And
that
so do they, Jamie.
I love a high concept, and that's what that is. Unfriended was
The
pretty
Purge.
great. Insidious, Creep with what's his name from Volcano. I'm still excited. That's not what we know him from. He's an actor first, but he was in that band that I like.
I thought Insidious was really good.
Yeah, Insidious is great. He did Sinister. They did Sinister. The Martyrs remake. We won't talk about that.
I think they're not making an enormous amount of movies for me that have a lot of rewatchability, which is a bummer. By the way, we were looking for the title Willy's Wonderland earlier.
That's it,
That
yeah.
is a shower of shit.
There's a bunch of movies in here that I've never heard of. Dash Cam? Don't know about
My
that.
thinking is broadly fuck Blumhouse, but 2017, they're, in my opinion, peaking.
Oh, I enjoyed Megan also as a vibe, as a thing.
Dolls.
Yeah, dolls, but ones
Nice.
with AI. It's like Dolly Dearest meets Black Mirror. What's not to love? But yeah, so I think interestingly they make their movies using an algorithm, or they pick their projects based on what the algorithm says the audience will enjoy, which is only a slightly more high-tech version than what producers have been doing in Hollywood for decades.
I think people can do whatever the fuck they want to try and make their film make some money.
Yeah.
Because everything is fucked. So if that means you have to borrow Rivers Cuomo's spreadsheet and create a formula in Excel that tells you what to do in your movie, do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would use the Rivers Cuomo method, only because it brought us I Can't Stop Partying.
Stop. I can't stop partying, Jamie. Crucial.
That's what I said.
You said start.
I said stop.
I can't start partying, but I can't. I really can't.
It's
I have
Weezer
to
in this
tomorrow. It's really
Weezy.
terrible.
Upside Down.
I love
MTV.
I Can't Stop Partying. I
Me
love
too.
that song.
That whole record is it feels like the audio equivalent of like a So Bad It's Good movie. I think I listened to it so ironically for so long that now it's just my favorite record or something.
I've had that song I would say vetoed and skipped on so many car jams and playlists, it's almost ridiculous. Tim Brown once looked me dead in the eye and said, "I don't respect you anymore," and skipped the song during a car jam on tour. Right, listen, I think you should drop a synopsis about this film regarding the plot and the general thrust of the narrative.
Okay, so Tree
Not that tree.
Gelman is kind of a bitchy college student. Not very nice.
Right, Jamie. Bloody hell, wading in early on her. Christ.
Yeah. Well, this is what the movie wants us to think. She's not.
Okay.
She's not a very nice person. She wakes up in a strange apartment or a strange dormitory and leaves to go home. It's her birthday, crucially, but it may also be her death day. She basically goes about her business until she is murdered by a babyface mask-wearing slasher villain.
Babyface.
But she doesn't die. She wakes up and is back in the dormitory, and it is the same day again and again. And so she has to live through this slasher nightmare ad infinitum until she can figure out what's happening and how to stop it.
Sound familiar?
Happy.
It's Groundhog Day.
It is Groundhog Day, but slasher.
Yeah, slash hog day.
Ground/hog.
Speaking of slash, fuck me. I landed a slash grind today that would turn your pubes white. Holy shit. What a thing of beauty that was.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of slash, I just pissed my pants.
I'll be right back, yeah.
For
those who don't know, a slash in the UK is a piss.
Yeah. And in America, it's the guitarist from Guns N' Roses.
Oh, God, I hate that guy.
Why do you hate Slash?
Oh, he sucks. He's so boring and annoying. Hate his guitar sound. Hate his stupid top hat. Hate his fucking attitude. Slash can get fucked.
I think the guitar sound is whatever. That's what a guitar sounds like in my head because I think the first thing I ever remember hearing is Appetite for Destruction. But like,
right.
Obviously, sidebar once again. But the fact that Slash and Izzy Stradlin couldn't play in time with each other. And
who's Izzy Stradlin, the drummer?
The other guitarist.
Who's Izzy Stradlin? Good question.
But they couldn't play in time together, so like there's like this weird syncopation between like the two guitars, and so it never quite lines up.
Why can't they play? Why the fuck can't they play together?
I don't know because it's cool.
Shut up! That's not cool.
But it is cool. That defines the sound of Guns N' Roses. Is the fact that those two guitars sort of are syncopated against each other, and they're not quite jamming tight. It just makes it sound so cool. And then you've got the Duff McKagan bass. Fucking A.
More like crapatite for bullshit. More like guns and dicks.
Did you ever listen to Guns and Wankers?
Yeah, they're shocking.
Yeah, they're really bad, aren't they?
Yeah, really bad, yeah. I once saw them with a band called Student and the Wankers, who were a band who hated students so much they made an entire band out of hating them, and all they did was antagonize. There weren't even any students at the gig, but like just antagonize students. That was their whole narrative.
What an awful promoter to put on two bands with the word wanker in the name. That's awful.
That's literally the only reason they were together.
All right, go get your beer out of the freezer.
I don't know if it's ready.
It's definitely ready. It's been 30 minutes since we started recording for everything all together.
Okay.
I'll top off my Negroni, and I'll meet you back here, and we can get into some spoilers for Happy Death Day.
I'll be right back. Don't look at my dick.
Okay.
Whoa, shit. I guess that's why they call it Phantom Power.
All right, Sam, I'm back. Are you back?
Back hard and hot and ready.
Cool. First things first, this podcast is made possible by the fine folks over at Red Scare Industries.
That is a stretch. Very generous of you there. Redscare.net for all your punk rock needs. What a modern, progressive, and exciting record label.
If you're going over to redscare.net, something that you could buy is Hold You Hard by Sam Russo.
That's true. If you're in the United States and territories, or Canada, or anywhere up and down and around there, you can buy the new album by Sam Russo, Hold You Hard, and have it delivered to your house by two wonderful sisters called Rachel and Michelle Nixon.
Yeah.
They won't deliver it by hand. They'll package it with love and care. If you'd like to buy it in the UK or European territories, visit specialistsubject.co.uk and place an order for a Riptide Blue vinyl variant or a classic black record, and it will be delivered to your house, hand-picked, packed, and posted by
Andrew and Kay.
Andrew from Bangers. Or Kay, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Rory. Or maybe Landy. Who knows?
Yeah.
Good people over at Specialist Subject. We love them dearly, and you should give them your money.
Yeah, it's a good record.
Thank you, Jamie.
I've been listening to it, and I like it. Okay, so Sam, let's get into some Happy Death Day spoilers.
Go on in.
Well, firstly, do you want to tell me what your overarching thoughts are about this movie that I picked in the hopes that you would like it?
I found this entertaining,
Okay.
but I'm a little bit ashamed of that because it's a pretty simple movie, which very much appeals to me, especially as I was watching this at 5:30 a.m. this morning. The aesthetic is absolutely bang down the middle. It looks like a high school teen comedy romp. It has the feel of a slasher with some incomplete ideas, and
Agreed.
some pulled punches, but it also has a fairly wonderful attitude towards japery.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a caper. So I love that. It doesn't really, if I'm honest, feel like a Blumhouse movie, which was lovely. I really like the characters, and I enjoyed the film.
Yeah, so my first note that I wrote down, I think we're in complete agreement here, is that it's like shot in a super clean, crispy, it's like a lager. It's like a lager of a movie. It's just like straight down the middle. Like, this is what is popular. This is what a good thing looks like.
Yeah.
It's not interesting. It's not like cool. It's not dripping with style. There are some, I think, some cool things with mirrors that they do occasionally, but like that's just movie stuff. It's not like no one's gonna mistake this for a fucking Terrence Malick movie or a Werner Herzog movie. But like
they're just showing us what we need to see in a way that is totally convincingly genre perfect, basically. Like no surprises, no frills. Just here's the shit that's happening. Here's where it's happening, and it's lit well.
Yeah. The concept is much more interesting than the movie. And I think it sort of abandons some of the concept stuff towards the end, and it kind of bugs me. But
in a very Blumhouse way.
We know that like people can't end shit. Stephen King can't. If Stephen King can't end something, and he's made a gigantic career out of writing 900-page novels that all have shit endings, what hope does anybody else have?
I don't know how I feel about that. I think Stephen King gets away with murder for some of the things he does at the end of his books. And everyone just like, haha, yeah, but you can't write an ending. He's the biggest selling author on earth. And we're just giving this guy an absolute, like, fucking infinite pass to never finish a book in a satisfying way.
Yeah.
No, that shouldn't be allowed.
Fact check here, Sam. Is actually the second biggest selling author on earth.
Who's the biggest?
Agatha Christie.
Wow.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
How Stephen King feels about that.
I think he feels fantastic.
So there is a big twist in this movie. It is a moment that, if I'm totally honest, I didn't see coming because I thought it had resolved in a way that was fine. I thought like, oh, okay, that is fine. Well done. And then when the twist happened, I was kind of back in. Like I didn't drift necessarily, but I'd not lost interest either. I was just satisfied that what had happened was coming to a close and we were wrapping up a fairly satisfying narrative. And then there is a pretty chunky twist.
Yeah, and I think like they handle that quite well in a way that I had forgotten the twist.
Right.
Or I'd forgotten that that it's revealed in the way that's revealed.
Sure.
We'll get into just spoiler warning from now. Obviously, we already said we're going to do spoilers after the break, but like from now is... So like when she kills the serial killer guy, so I wrote down in my notes, like the music here is so on the nose. It's so loud. It's so high in the mix that like it's bad filmmaking. But like
Sure.
what they're actually doing there is they're doing that on purpose, so it feels like the climax of the movie. So then they can go
Yeah.
back again and sort of give you that sort of underhanded little uppercut. And
And go even louder.
yeah, and that's kind of clever, really, because I didn't, despite the fact I've seen this movie before, I still didn't realize that that's what they were doing at the time.
Yeah.
It kind of, despite the fact that it annoyed me in the moment, kind of is a clever thing. Sometimes being clever is annoying. Sometimes being annoying is clever. So
You're making great points.
a big thing about this movie is obviously every fucking time we watch a slasher movie, we talk about slasher tropes and slasher tropes being subverted and blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's basically the only thing we talk about when we talk about slasher movies. And I'm going to do it again right now. So fucking
Subvert me, baby.
sauce. Well, I think this movie doesn't really subvert slasher tropes. It just kind of comments on them in a fun way. I think like the idea that like we're commenting on the fact that we've seen these slasher tropes over and over and over again in many, many different movies. And we're seeing them over and over and over again in the same movie for a reason that is explained in the plot is quite fun and interesting.
Yeah, I think I agree. I love the conceit of this movie. The idea that it's Groundhog Day, but with an almost inevitable murder. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's food for thought because you do really get hooked into the idea that this is happening regardless of what she does. You know, no matter where she goes, what she does, who she sees, how she investigates who's killing her, you know, she always ends up dead. So to me, you feel her confusion. It does feel real. And her life is such that you can kind of relate to her struggles, her whole attitude. I'm really on board with her from start to finish, basically. And I think that's quite subtle character development that I really enjoy. Obviously, we have these very big, very cheesy turnarounds, these revelatory moments where characters realize they've been living wrong and they try and fix it and make it right with people. And that's good in my opinion. I think that helps break the movie up emotionally. It gives you emotional chapters to the film, which I like. And I think it's done without being too saccharine. It's a little bit sweet and a little bit much, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be, it feels like that is a slight poke at a slasher in a way, because you do get those melodramatic moments in most slashers where somebody has a huge realization and then dies.
Yeah.
So I was fine with all of that. And I think the idea that this movie could be absolutely boring as shit after 3 goes around is nicely avoided.
Yeah.
You know, this could just be repetitive, dull drudgery, but it's not. It keeps it zippy. We're hooked in by the characters, and we want everyone to have a resolve, which for me is a sign of a satisfying narrative.
I think the key thing there that makes it move forward in a way that is also different to Groundhog Day in a way is that like she retains the trauma from like her previous goes round. And I think that's really a really cool and interesting device, because it means that like it's not like she's resetting and everything is back to normal.
Yeah.
And it means that she can't just keep doing this forever. Like obviously Phil Connors is in the loop for anything from 10 to 50 years, depending on who's talking at the time.
Yeah.
And he could just keep going infinitely until he realizes that he needs to be a better person and learn to play the piano and make ice sculptures or whatever. So like, I think it's really clever to be like, okay, I have a vested interest in finding my way out of this.
Yeah.
And obviously Groundhog Day doesn't really explain why they're in the loop, and this doesn't really explain why we're in the loop. Again, I'm ignoring the sequel for the benefit of this conversation, but I think that's really cool. And there are some people that I've heard say that they were a bit annoyed by the fact that sort of gets abandoned after the sort of third or fourth, after she gets set on fire in the car. She doesn't come back and goes through it again. But I think they kind of sort of lazily but kind of sort of explain that away by her chugging down a load of fucking aspirin or whatever, painkillers in the morning. And that's meant to be like enough to get her through the day, I think.
Yeah.
Is the implication there?
I thought she was just smashing that hangover. Just like, no regrets. I can eat a whole fistful of fucking Advil and be fine.
Well, like she only does that after she realizes that she's like internalizing this ongoing trauma.
I like that you like that, but I didn't get why it was even a thing. I don't understand why bring that in.
Well, just because like otherwise it would be an ongoing infinite loop forever or until she figures it out. And like you don't have to. there's no incentive to find your way out of it. You're just in the loop. If you die and there's no, what's the word? There's no like comeback for that. Then like you just wake up the next day. Then you can die forever and it doesn't matter. Like there needs to be something, because this is a horror film where lives are meant to be at stake.
Yeah.
I think also,
I just think it was enough to be like, I don't want to fucking have to die every day.
yeah.
And I definitely want to continue living my life in a linear fashion. That's enough for me to want to get out of a time loop. I don't need like, and it didn't seem like it really mattered. He's like, you should be dead because she's got some scar tissue inside her. But there's no like, if the scar tissue builds up, your heart will stop or anything. There's no like stakes involved. It's just like, wow, look at this. You've been all fucked up inside. What happened?
But I think the implication is that like eventually,
Really?
you won't be able to continue existing.
Right. I think I
Corporeally.
needed that to be more nailed on. It didn't feel like it added any kind of stakes. I was just like, why?
I just think,
sense.
like, well, I got it, but I think like it could be more nailed on, and it's a Blumhouse movie, so it should be more nailed on. Like
Yeah.
they're not the subtlest producers.
No, but they also don't show their working out, do they? They never explain anything.
No.
Things just happen, and you're supposed to just be like, thanks, nice one, dickheads.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a quote from this movie. And my first note was, I think I say nice one, dickhead 300 times a day. That is literally my first note. I say nice one, dickhead 300 times a day.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I think that it's nice that we can't just have her. We don't have to see a montage of her just like dying in 500 different ways just so we can show her dying in 500 different ways because like the loop is going on forever. Like we don't, like in Groundhog Day, we see that montage of him living the same day over and over and over and over and over again. Like obviously we see 5 loops at the beginning and maybe 3 loops at the end, and then there's a montage in the middle that suggests he's been doing it for a really fucking long time. And
Yeah.
like we don't need that here. We want something that says, okay, let's get out of this loop. And I think that's I think it's a fine way of doing it, but I also think that it doesn't really matter. An interesting thing also is there have been time loop movies in many genres for a long time. Obviously, the most famous one, the most sort of famous example is Groundhog Day. And since Groundhog Day, I would say there have been more time loop movies in the horror genre than any other genre. It's
Really?
like I think a generation of people that enjoyed horror saw Groundhog Day and were like, oh yeah, like Groundhog Day. This is a philosophical treatise on Buddhism, but like, what if, you just kept dying every day or whatever? And like, so we've seen a bunch of like those types of movies in the horror genre. And that's quite interesting. And regularly they are meta slashers, like The Final Girls, for example, which is that basically they have to keep reliving the same movie that they're sucked into every 92 minutes. Like it basically resets and starts again until they can figure out their way out of it, which
Sure.
is different enough but very similar, I would say, to Happy Death Day.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. You can't make a popular time loop rom-com drama without people going, fuck you, that's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But you can get away with it in horror because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Everything's already been done. If you just do like, yeah, but it's a bunny, it becomes a different movie. So that's fine.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
think
bunnies?
just to go back on that, I think Palm Springs worked really well
Magical movie.
because it uses your knowledge of Groundhog Day to like build it's like a springboard for it. And this movie kind of does the same thing, and they name check Groundhog Day at the end as well as like a
Yeah, sure.
we get it, we understand that well. This is what
We
we're
know.
doing.
Yeah.
Um,
I loved Palm Springs. That had me creasing.
yeah, and I think it's great. I've watched it maybe 4 or 5 times since it came out. And
Like your own personal Groundhog Day.
yeah, I just watch it on a loop every day.
Start your day with a time loop movie.
Like it's there's something about Mary, and I'm 15 years old, and I've got it from the video shop. Speaking of stuff that isn't good, Sam, which people won't know what that's a segue from because I've edited all the last 5 minutes out. But in Tree's dorm room, or room in the sorority rather, there is a poster for a band, right, called Garden of Elks. And I was like,
Tree's dorm.
yeah, in the dorm that she shares with the girl, I think.
Oh yeah.
The other
Yeah.
girl. So there's a poster for a band called Garden of Elks, and I was like, I wonder if that is a reference to something. So I Googled it, and it turns out it's a real band.
Oh.
16 monthly listens on Spotify. How the fuck have they?
The fuck?
Like, what is happening here?
Shouldn't it be Garden of Elk?
I don't. I'm not sure about the collective word for for a number
one
of
elk.
For more than one elk.
Well, I am, and it's elk. Moving on. So speaking of band posters in movies and TV, The Bear, recently an episode of The Bear, features a poster which has Dillinger 4 at the top, obviously headlining the show. This is proof, apparently, that Kami was a punk. And The Breakdowns underneath. Red Scared on Net by The Breakdowns Records.
The new Breakdowns record, this is continue to be off topic. I say new.
It's killer.
Was it 2 years ago? A year and a half ago, maybe?
2 years ago, I think, yeah.
Banger, though. Absolute
Killer.
ripper.
Yeah. It's sick. And I kind of hate how everyone just decides that they're a lot like Dillinger 4 on the basis of what? Like a fucking husky-voiced, quite low, bellowing vocalist. Get better references. Yeah. They are so fucking heavily influenced by the Minutemen, in my opinion, that it's criminally overlooked. There's so much Minutemen shit in those songs. Woof 1,000 times.
I think if having a husky, gravelly voice makes you the D4s, then I'm probably in trouble.
Yeah, you're the D4 skin.
Yeah.
Good band, great band, good people.
There's a good cop kill in this movie. In the movie Happy Death Day.
The vehicular manslaughter?
Yeah, it's I would say murder, but sure.
Okay. Good point.
I think it's great because it's going to happen, but then it also takes you by surprise. It's like that magic hinterland of like, obviously something's going to happen here, but I don't quite know what, and I don't quite know when. And I'm like, oh, it happened.
There's an added layer of brutality to that, and someone's going to correct me in the comments here, I guarantee it. But it looks like it's a fucking Dodge Charger that hits that cop at like 90 miles an hour. It could have just been like a Fiat Punto or a minivan or something. But it is like the muscliest muscle car on earth that fucking liquefies this cop's bones and then just skids to a perfect like sideways stop in the street.
Yeah.
It pulls no punches. It's a real smash hit kill.
That's a bad cop. He's a bad cop. His whole shtick is...
He's doing all right.
She's very clearly in distress. And he's like, I don't know what to do. Are you on drugs? And she's like, yes. And he's like, okay, I guess I'll arrest you then.
You're under arrest.
He sucks.
He's a college town cop, dude. He's out of his depth. He's out of his element, Donnie.
Surely all of these cops in this small town would have... There's a serial killer. Like, he's there.
On the loose, yeah. But he's in custody.
Yeah.
My thinking here is that I should pitch you a few quotes from this movie.
Okay, I'm ready.
And you should rate them out of 10.
Okay.
First of all, we already touched on it. Nice one, dickhead.
I love Nice One, Dickhead. It's a 10 out of 10 quote.
Yeah,
Context of the movie...
Maybe...
Outside of the movie, it's just a great sentence.
It's great as well because it works in the American context. We get nice one, dickhead. But in the parlance of our sweet little island, nice one, dickhead. It comes out of my mouth all the time. I love it. 10 out of 10.
I say it quite a lot when something really minor like happens.
Yeah,
to exacerbate a minor situation to make it funny.
Oh, nice one, dickhead.
Yeah.
Because somebody shut the door.
Yeah, someone put the wrong thing in a cell in an Excel spreadsheet. I'm like, yeah, nice one, dickhead.
Yeah. I do exactly the same thing sarcastically when I'm driving. If someone does something that's basically perfectly fine in front of me, it's nice one, dickhead. Leaning on the horn, screaming at them. Here comes one for you. What is breakfast, Becky?
Yeah, no, that's a good aim.
It's great. It feels real. It feels like real chat between these sorority broads.
I feel like it feels like real chat from a movie about sorority girls in a way that is like that's what they're going for. Similar to whatever movie that we talked about where they were like leaning on like Breakfast Club tropes and leaning on like teen movie tropes in order to like put you in a place to maybe keep you on the back foot a little bit because you're like, okay, I'm in Mean Girls. I'm not in Scream Girls. Whatever.
Ooh, very nice. That's what you did there.
Yeah.
What you just did is exactly my next quote for you. Ready?
Go on.
I have patience. I'm losing mine.
Yeah.
A little back and forth.
That's fine. I mean, I would
really
say
bad.
it. I would say it in real life. And
you would. You just did, dude. You just did.
Exactly.
It's a Jamie joke to the max.
But the hot professor that I was screwing wouldn't be as accepting of it, I think.
Hot for prof.
Yeah.
Depends.
She's got it
how much
bad.
work you were putting in.
Bad. She's hot for prof.
Yep. Last one. Can you please stop staring at me like I took a dump on your mum's head?
I think that's fine.
I liked it because it completely took me by surprise coming out of that character's mouth in that moment, and therefore it made me laugh.
But I mean, I like it because I say something that approaches that all the time, like
Oh yeah.
piss in cereal, shit on my face, or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I just thought it's really tacked on to say a dump on your mum's head.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Pretty good. I measure all this shit by Superbad standards, basically. I think Superbad has some of the most whip crack teenage dialogue in movie history. So I think this did a good job being a teen movie as much as it did a horror movie and as much as it did a time warp movie. Is time warp a subgenre, would you say? Time loop, my apologies.
it's enough of a trope, I think, that it is a thing that you can say a time loop movie and someone will know what that means.
Nice.
Here's a question for you, Sam. The Mask.
Hit me.
How do you feel about it?
Bummed. It's not in any way related to anything in the film.
No, it is. It's the mascot of the team, the football team. So it's a massively available mask that anybody can wear, which I think is cool. I don't think the mask looks particularly good, but I think the fact that it is kind of like in Scream 3, by the time they realized that like you can just go buy a Scream mask.
Sure.
And
How the fuck did I miss that? What's the fucking football team called? The Babies.
yeah, the Boobanoos, I don't know. The baby faces, I don't know.
How did I miss that? Is that made really obvious in this Blumhouse film?
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
Like, she sees a bunch of different people wearing the mask at different times in the movie. Her boyfriend is wearing it.
Oh, I thought that was just like another unexplained Blumhouse thing.
No. The vibe is that it is a commercially available mask that is something that everybody who is on this campus has access to. And therefore,
Interesting.
that makes it so you don't really know who the killer is.
Ominous ubiquity.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't like it aesthetically, really, apart from a couple of shots I think are pretty banging.
Yeah. Well,
I just think it's too coy and silly.
I think that kind of makes more sense when you know that it is a mask that is a mascot for a sports team rather than
Sure.
like a mask that a slasher would wear.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining the core concept of the killer in this film to me.
Yeah, there's like
during the podcast.
I think there's like a shot fairly early on when you see like a stall that has like a bunch of like merch for their sports team and that has masks and t-shirts with the face on it and stuff like that.
Oh fuck me, I missed that completely. Sorry everyone.
I mean, that's fine. That's okay.
I hadn't had my coffee.
Yeah. Don't make me watch a film critically until I've had my coffee. Let's put that on mugs.
That's pretty good. I don't love the aesthetic, but I can see why people would. There's something about it that's kind of endearing. It works in a couple of contexts in the movie, a couple of situations where I'm like, yeah, do you know what? That could be cool.
Yeah.
But masks are an absolute minefield. If there are killers with masks that are genuinely scary, I'm bowled over by the creativity behind that, because it really is a feat of modern filmmaking to create a masked villain that fits this tiny, difficult niche of being scary, interesting, not obvious, subtle potentially, and having all the bodily mannerisms and everything that go with it to fully match and create a fleshed out killer that you can genuinely be interested in fear.
Have you got examples of like good masks from, I don't know, the last maybe 15 years? Let's say since 2010?
I feel very, very obvious in my choices, and I feel a little bit too much of a classics purist to really have a strong comment on any kind of good modern mask work.
Okay, so I think that the masks in The Strangers were pretty good.
I wasn't a big fan of those masks.
Also, I know that you're not a big Purge guy, but I think the masks in the first Purge movie are pretty scary.
Sure.
But I think like the idea that it's your neighbors, but you don't know it's your neighbors is kind of more scary than the actual masks. But I think like that's a cool thing. The mask in the orphanage, I don't quite remember when the orphanage came out. It might have been 2006, so not in my 15 years, but that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah,
I
the
Halloween,
the Halloween reboot mask, like I don't think that counts technically, but
if it counts, I think it's the best. I think it's the best Halloween mask. It's burnt, it's decayed, it's falling apart. It even gets better in the last modern Halloween movie. I think it's possibly at its best because it's melted. It's been in a sewer. It's been everywhere. My favorite is probably the firefighter mask in A Violent Nature. I thought that was superb.
Yeah, and like I think similar to the mask here, it has an explanation in
Yep.
in the world of the movie, and I do rate that. I do appreciate that as a nugget. Obviously,
It's
only if you're
yeah,
paying attention, you'll see it. But like,
yeah. It's like a diving bell, but not. I think it's really clever. I like it a lot.
it's like looking in a
Yeah.
mirror, only not.
Is that a quote from a movie?
It is, yeah. It's a quote from Face Off, which I guess kind of fits because that's sort of like Masks, except they're other people's faces.
We watched that in the van on the last Elway tour because we had 2 DVDs, that and Snake Eyes.
Nice, two
We
great
watched them
movies.
It was great.
Snake Eyes is. Oh, sorry for a digression here, but like, it's weird because it feels like a shit movie, but if you actually sit and watch it, it's beautiful. Brian De Palma, one hell of a fucking incredible visual storyteller.
It's shot insanely.
Yeah.
Like it's pure chaos from start to finish visually, and you know, throw Cage in there. It's a very surprising rewatch because I think I watched it when I was young, so I didn't understand how chaotic everything was. But holy fuck, is that a cleverly shot movie? I think
It's weird how like you make a movie like that where the performances are, you know, Nicolas Cage and Gary Sinise and whoever,
Yeah.
and the visuals are those insane Brian De Palma visuals, and there is no script to speak of. Like the things that happen in that movie are completely irrelevant to the performances and the filmmaking approach. It's bonkers.
You make a great point. I was hammered when we watched it, and I still remember thinking it was fucking great.
Like nothing happens. Nothing of any value happens. There's no journeys. There's no set pieces in terms of like things that happen into characters. It's just like,
I don't know. The big basketball scene with the assassination feels like a scene. It's the most I can say about it. Feels like a coherent part of the narrative.
yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Snake Eyes.
Speaking of Nicolas Cage,
Snake Eyes. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
the Con Air moment in this with the dropping the candle into the gasoline and it blowing the car
Very good.
up, but it's a birthday cake candle. I think
Yeah.
that is masterful. It's like
That's top
it's
shit. Yeah.
so silly and so good. Like it could be from a Terrifier movie. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
And I love that he doesn't actually drop the candle. It falls from his pinched fingers. And in slow-mo, it's very deliberate. It's a nice aesthetic choice to have it hit directly, you know, flame down.
yeah,
Very nice, very nice. Mask-wise, I got to throw some love, controversially, because I haven't even seen it. But the Black Phone sequel, The Mask, looks great.
I mean the mask in the first Black Phone I think is cool.
I don't like it. It looks unfinished.
I think, is it not the same mask in the sequel, or does he have a new mask now?
It's the same. It's basically the same, but I think it looks a lot better. There's something happening with it that looks much, much better.
I guess, like, obviously the iteration of masks throughout movies or movie franchises is that there's always going to be a change there because stuff happens.
Are we allowed to say Hannibal Lecter? Is that too late? Oh no, you said 2000. What did you say? 2000.
I said 15 years, but then I also named one that was from before that. So
The 1800s. Well, we don't have to go through any of the obvious ones, but I think we need to do a shout out generally to Hessian sax. Terrifying.
Hessian sax sounds like a
Composer, S-A-C-H-S. Yeah.
I was thinking more like an avant-garde electro band from like the late 90s,
Hessian sax.
like Venetian snares or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. There's got to be a great name generator for all that shit.
Yeah.
2 non sequiturs that are very niche.
There was another sidebar. So there was when I grew up in Wrexham, my nearest big city was Chester.
Yeah.
Big city. It's not a big city. It's just a city. So I would go there and I'd hang out with this guy whose name was Glyn, and he used to DJ at like rock clubs, and he thought that like Papa Roach and Limp Bizkit just sort of picked 2 random words together to be like their band name. So he called himself DJ Breadwolf.
Breadwolf.
Yeah.
Superb.
Just pick two
that.
words that he thought were fun words together. And he was,
it works.
DJ Breadwolf.
I'm into it.
So if you're out there, DJ Breadwolf, your memory lives on in the eyes
Is
of a
DJ
child.
Breadwolf, I was going to ask, is he still spinning wax? Is he
I have
still
no
touching
idea.
discs? Okay.
I have no idea.
Touching discs? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
He's touching discs. No, he's pressing play on his fucking iPhone with an aux cable like every other DJ.
I hope so. I hope he's raking in cash for doing so.
Okay, so let's talk about performances real quick. I like Jessica Rothe as Tree. I like Israel Brassard as Carter. Everybody else is completely fine for what they're doing.
What an achievement, though. Nobody really lets the side down.
No.
And it's a teen-esque slasher time repeating comedy. Like, someone should be fucking the pig on this, and nobody is. Dude, Jessica Rothe in this movie fucking kicks the dick off the Scarecrow. She's smashing it in this film. Pitch perfect performance.
What is that phrase?
I have no idea. I'm just trying to find new ways to say that people do things well. She's taking a run up and kicking the fucking carrot off the Scarecrow. I'm talking like, who the fuck are you? What else have you been in? Why aren't you in lots more?
She's in your favorite movie of all time.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
La La Land.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Have you not seen that? Oh, okay.
Fucking bought it, ready for romantic movie night, and got nixed.
It's because it's not very good.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I haven't seen it yet. Don't taint my...
Do you want to hear my 3-word review of La La Land?
Is it La La Land?
No, it's blah blah bland.
Very good. Very, very good. I'm sure it is. But I love both those leading actors. I love LA Mythos. I'm partial to a sing-along. I can't see it being not at least worth £3 for what I paid for it on Amazon.
Do you love watching a white man, Ryan Gosling, explain jazz to a black man 50 times?
Gosling can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I don't know if he can, but okay.
He's the hottest guy on earth.
Me and Claire were talking about Gosling today, and I was explaining why I hate him.
Which you don't know, Jamie, so you can't explain it. You constantly talk about why you hate Ryan Gosling, and you say nothing.
It's because he's too funny to be that good looking, and he's too good looking to be that funny.
That's not a thing.
He didn't even grow up fat. He didn't even grow up fat, Sam. It's not allowed.
He's too funny to have not grown up fat.
Exactly.
That's such a great reason to hate someone. I love it.
No one that good looking is allowed to be that charming.
It's fucked how charming he is. He is like
it's horrible.
Transcendent levels of charm.
It's disgusting.
My pants fly off my body when he walks on screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to heterosexuality for a moment. Jessica Rothe, what a fucking hard role to deliver in this movie. I think she has to strike such a clever balance, so much tonal attenuation in a lot of these very kind of give and take situations with not an incredibly strong cast, but also carrying the baggage that her character actually has quite a lot of depth, and she doesn't get to fully realize that story on screen until 3/4 of the way through the movie. So she's wrestling with a lot of angst, but also a lot of trauma. She's bringing a lot of kind of sizzling tension to a lot of these scenes, and she's depicting difficult things like being in a social dynamic that is deeply challenging. You know, she's in a sorority. She's seen as a quote unquote slut. She's in a relationship with a fucking married dude, and yet we're still very much endeared to her. Not just because she keeps dying, but because we're gagging for that turnaround. We know it's coming, and we're all in on it. And I think she just absolutely nails this. It's showreel stuff from start to finish. She's not annoying at all, I don't think, which is great because this character could absolutely grind your plums. She just brings it and fucking absolutely pummels.
It's like a backwards version of like the She's All That performance.
Absolutely.
It's like she goes from being the person at the end of She's All That, or like fucking Sandy in Grease. It's like it's the reverse performance. She like learns to be not a popular bitch.
Yeah, it's SLC Punk. I'm an immediate fan. I'll watch other shit with her in it. She brings something really unique to this, and I think it's strength. There's a strength of performance here that I really respect.
Yeah, so I don't really buy her journey, but I respect her journey and I enjoy her journey. But I don't.
Do you know
what
what
I mean?
A strange lesson to learn by being killed over and over again, that you should stop being a slut. I don't really understand, and I'm using slut in
the way that the movie wants you to use.
Yeah, I'm not.
Word.
I think she's fantastic from start to finish for various reasons.
I think that maybe the message or the subtle not subtle, but like the one tier removed message of like, hey, maybe the person that you think is a slut, maybe their mum died and they're just trying to deal with
Fuck
it
yeah,
or
dude.
whatever. I think that is maybe not ideal.
I don't mind it. I think it kind of works for the time frame that we exist in this movie. She doesn't have a lot of time to fucking give us a full family backstory. She goes out for lunch with her dad and we get everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's on the nose. It's armchair psychology at best. But for the movie we're in, it's fine as far as
Do you not
I'm
think
concerned.
it's weird that the serial killer didn't kill her mum?
No.
Like, that's the first thing I think of when you introduce a serial killer that kills women in your movie. That, like, and the mum's dead, and they never say why or how.
How she died, yeah.
That she's just dead. Like, it just would make sense to me for that to be the serial killer killed her mum.
To quote Jack Grisham, I don't even care how she died. I like it better.
When she smells of formaldehyde.
Code Blue. There's a lot to love in what she brings to the performance, but she's also so central to the movie. She carries the whole fucking thing. But I have to say, I feel like you weren't 100% sold on Israel Broussard. Israel or Israel?
I don't know. I don't know how we say it, but I like him. I think he's got that sort of Jack Quaid, like, likable, obviously incredibly handsome, but it doesn't look like it. Like, he's able to act through it, and I think that's kind of like a magical thing that some people can do. Tell you who fucking can't do it, Ryan Gosling.
Did not grow up fat. So this guy gets to smile like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and it's a huge turning point for his character, for his charisma level, for everything that he does. You know, he's an accessory for the first 40 minutes, maybe. He's just the guy that she wakes up with, and we know that he's going to be pivotal.
Yeah.
We don't really know how. And they bring a rom-com energy for a hot minute. But the second she starts to like him and starts to honor his presence, especially around the sorority girls, he just fucking blossoms.
Yeah.
He just ratchets up his performance. He's given room to shine on the screen, and he does it. And I think he elevates the whole movie in that moment, that one little smile. And then we're off to the fucking races with these two. We want them to be together.
Yeah.
Want them to be happy ever after. We don't want them to keep dying, etc., etc. Yeah, and we get some cheese dick stuff that really works.
I think a pivotal key moment for me is him dying and her realizing that she has to die in this loop, otherwise he will be dead forever.
It's really clever.
That's really nice. That's just a really nice bit of writing.
Yeah, and I like that she's still throwing you curveballs. Jessica Rose is still you're not 100% happy or satisfied that she's actually going to end up with this guy until the very end. Even when she's shown that she really likes him, she's still waking up and running away from him, still essentially trying to distance herself from him for a brief period of time. So there are still stakes, even when the movie is essentially resolved pre-twist.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to talk about the twist.
Yeah, so the twist is that her roommate Laurie is the killer. And
poisoning her with a cupcake.
is attempting to poison her with a cupcake, and then when she doesn't eat the cupcake, because why would she eat the cupcake? They're Zeta girls or whatever. They don't eat cupcakes, apart from that one girl who has a nice lunch that one time.
A really nice lunch. Get off her fucking case.
Literally.
Jesus. What is breakfast, Becky?
Like, so when she doesn't eat the cupcake, she then invents a gigantic serial killer based Rube Goldberg machine that leads to fucking Tree's death. Like,
yeah.
Like, I like it. It doesn't.
Sure.
The character motivation surely isn't there.
I don't know why she doesn't just stab her in her room. I don't really
Literally.
get any of it, you know? Just be like, stab her and then be like, she tried to kill me. Who are you going to believe, me or the dead girl?
Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense that, like, you know, this, like I said, this cinematic Rube Goldberg machine that she sets a serial killer on the loose in the hopes that he will kill her or she will kill her and he will take the fall for it somehow. Like, it's gibberish. Nonsense.
Gibberish. I mean,
I
you
like
know what
it.
it does? Yeah, it's quite clever because you're I'm not going to say so surprised like your fucking socks are blown off, but you're so surprised when it happens you don't really think about the logic and you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe I didn't see it was going to be her.
Yeah.
You just kind of roll with it, you know?
It's like, I mean, to go back to the Rube Goldberg machine, like, analogy, like,
Yeah.
you know that marble is going to where the marble is going to go, But like, it's, you know.
But how's it getting there,
Exactly,
dude?
exactly.
The roots we wander. Yeah. There's an interesting line that I'd like you to rank out of 10, please. The fight scene at the end there between the two sorority hotties. She slams the cupcake in her mouth and she says, "Eat it, bitch." First of all, how do you feel about it?
I mean, in the context, I feel okay about it. You saying
Right.
it to me, I feel a bit weird about it.
Thank you. So when my younger brother Sonny was a child, maybe like
When your younger
7
brother's
years
son
old.
was a child.
Yes, 7 years old. I used to film us playing like toys and soldiers and stuff together
Okay.
because I knew that I'd be able to show it to him when he's older and he'd find it really funny. And I've got this video that is famous in my family because it's me with like a couple of army men like smashing them together. I must be 20 or something and he's fucking a child. And we're
He's
smashing these. He's fucking a child, okay? I filmed it. He's literally a child. We're playing with these toys, smashing them together, having fun. And I'm like, "We got to get to the chopper." I'm doing like movie quotes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he turns his little guy to the camera and he goes, "Eat it, bitch!" And then starts firing a machine gun. And I was like, what the fuck? They stole that line from my 7-year-old brother? How? I've never heard anyone shout, "Eat it, bitch," in that exact same way until that moment in that movie. So I filmed it and sent it to my family chat, and everyone was fucking creasing. Blumhouse stole that line from my younger brother, Sonny. Shout out Sonny Russo.
I think it's the infinite algorithm monkeys will come up with Shakespeare, which that basically is, right?
What? Eat it, bitch?
Yeah.
Maybe they scraped it from my Facebook videos.
Yeah, maybe.
I definitely put it on like for his 18th birthday, so reach out to me, Blumhouse, if you want to pay the royalties.
Is there royalties on?
On Eat It, Bitch? Probably not.
Yeah. I think like the twist doesn't matter. It does like in the same way that the thing causing the loop doesn't matter.
Well, that's the unexplained. I think it matters because it is a factor in the pacing of the movie. I like that we're in this dip and then we take a sharp upward turn like a roller coaster for the very end. I think that's nice. But the lack of explanation for the time loop, I'm totally torn on. On one hand, I think, sure, don't explain it. Why waste time? It's just a supernatural phenomenon. We can fill in the blanks. On the other hand, I think, how fucking lazy to not even hint at like, there's a voodoo woman in the clock tower of the fucking.
Is it
college or
lazy
whatever,
in
like,
Groundhog Day?
I guess there's no elemental force actually revealed that is
Yeah.
causing the time loop, right?
Is it lazy in Palm Springs? All it is in Palm Springs is there's a cave. If you go in the cave, you're in the time loop. Like that's nothing.
That's better than, in terms of like satisfying narrative arcs, I think that's better than Happy Death Day. They're better than nothing.
I'm going
you
to
know?
surprise you here, Sam, but
Here it comes.
Palm Springs is definitely better than Happy Death Day.
Of course it is, yeah. But I mean, as an explanation, just to say, well, the answer is cave. That's better than the answer is meh.
Well, like I say, they do go into some explanations in Happy Death Day to You. Clever, right?
Great title.
I don't think it matters. Like in the same way that it's never explained in Groundhog Day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's not important. It's just there's characters in this situation. They have to become less of a prick in order to get out of the situation.
Yeah, and I also think she is having the existential crisis of trying to figure out why, very briefly, why is this happening to me type shit. It's not like she's ignoring the why, she's just dealing with the how,
Yeah.
which I like. There's more of a focus on the action than the,
just like in
pontificating
real
about
life,
why.
I think like the why something's happening isn't necessarily as important as the thing that's happening to you. And in this in the case of what's happening to Tree, it's that she's being murdered by a guy in a mask. So like the why this is happening just isn't really important.
Yeah.
I think
Do you how do you think you would fare in that particular time loop?
I don't know. So I think like an interesting thing that's happening in the context of the movie is also it's almost like that Randy from Scream thing, is that like you learn the tropes of what's happening
Sure.
so that you can avoid dying in this way, or you can use your skills to make a list of suspects and then write them off. Except
Yeah.
here's a plot hole, quote unquote plot hole. In her next loop, when she has the list, she has the name above it with the name crossed out. Why would you write it again and cross it out?
Some people are completionists.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll take that as a.
I don't know about you, but I write a lot of tasks at work that I've already done.
Oh, yeah.
And cross them out in front of my boss.
Yeah. If I do something, I write it on my to-do list and then immediately tick it off.
And then tick it off, yeah. Dude, I will go as far as to write an article and then create a content brief for the article and push it through an entire workflow to add some visibility to what I've done.
It's genius. Masters of our
Yeah.
own destiny, Sam.
Pretty fucking cool. I just enjoy any premise that involves time travel, which this does.
Yeah.
And I did not feel it was an offense or an affront to the genre, which is really key. Because when people fuck something up that you really like, it stings. And that doesn't happen in this film. It's fairly well done.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think it toes the line quite nicely. I don't feel remotely shortchanged by there being any kind of lack of explanation. You feel like there could have been like a hint of something. Maybe they knew that that's what they were going to do in the sequel, and so they didn't on purpose because they're gonna explore that more. And sure, whatever.
Well, tell me if I'm anywhere near the right ballpark, because I know what I would like, and it's very Kingian. It's the unexplained force of elemental evil in a lot of King books that causes, things like Pennywise the Clown, these fucking forces of pervasive evil that essentially come from what the human consciousness, the human condition spewed out into the world.
The deadlights or the opposite of your big turtle guy or whatever.
Yeah, mature in the turtle. So my thinking is, like, when we're introduced to the serial killer, I get a King vibe because I'm like, this guy is dark as fuck, and we're going to go deep on his character. We don't in this film. He's pretty much cursory. How close am I in saying that it's an elemental force of evil that causes the time loop?
You have
way off.
For the middle of summer, you have never been colder.
Wowzers, trousers. Okay, very interesting. In that case, I'm probably even more interested in the sequel.
Yeah, I don't remember what... I remember what happens, but I don't remember how it happens or if it happens in a satisfying way. So...
Well, I'm just glad it's Jessica Rose. I'm bummed that it's a PG-13. I'm heartened by the fact it has a similar rating on IMDb and it has a funny title. So we should watch it one time.
Yeah. One minor spoiler for Happy Death Day to You, which I think is clever and a reason to watch it, is that she ends up somehow in the same loop. So we're making a comment about sequels and then redoing the original. Like it's an interesting and it's a clever thing that we're doing.
All right, cool. Same director?
Yeah.
All right, worth a look.
All right, Sam, why don't we take a break, come back, and give our final thoughts?
Let's do that.
Will you give it up, man? Nobody's out there. We're alone. Oh no, there's somebody out there. I'm picking up all this crosstalk.
We're back, Sam. We're back.
We're back.
We are back. And we're giving our final thoughts on the movie Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
So I'll go first. I
Go on.
like this movie almost kind of in spite of itself. I think the concept is better than the movie. The performances are better than the movie. The movie sort of kind of chugs itself out of steam for a bit, finds its way back as it's sort of weaving on and off the road like a drunk driver. But like it has a kind of fun spirit and a fun heart that it's hard to just not enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to like...
I know exactly what you mean.
It's hard to be like, okay, here's a list as long as whatever about what's wrong with this movie. And yet, I'm having a great time.
Of course you are.
Like, if I sit and I think about every little detail, I'm like, okay, well, that... And like, this is a reference to that, and that's kind of not as cool, and this is doing this thing, and, smile, you son of a bitch, eat it, bitch, whatever. Like, it's all... We're all doing things like whatever. And in another movie, everything that it does wrong could be a deal breaker. But
Right.
somehow, through sheer force of will, it manages to not do that. It manages to just be a fun, good movie that plays with slasher tropes. It doesn't really play with slasher tropes. It sort of uses slasher tropes to give this girl an arc. And like I said before, I don't really buy the arc. She starts off as too much of a bell end for me to be stoked that she finds her way back. But
Is it the like fucking the married professor thing that tips it over the edge for you? Because I thought that was a bit much.
that's bad. And like the stuff with, obviously she's also macking on like her, not her roommate's boyfriend, but like her housemate's boyfriend. And
Yeah.
like also going home with these random guys. And like, obviously she doesn't know that she didn't sleep with him up until she learns that. And she's really rude to everybody. And like, that's probably the big criminal act for me, is that she's just really rude to everybody.
Would it have spun it round a bit for you if she was a punk?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
If you
I
imagine,
felt like that would have been a nice touch.
if you imagine, I guess then she wouldn't be in a sorority. Like they wouldn't let her into a sorority if she was like a Linnea Quigley, Return of the Living Dead punk.
Cripes. Yeah, probably not. But still, you could still make it work. She could just be like a social outcast who used to be a trendy girl or something. Like, there's a lot of tropes you could fuck with there, but whatever.
Yeah, the Ali Sheedy Breakfast Club vibe.
Fuck yeah. Come on. You're teasing me. Give me the rating.
Well, so, okay, I can't rate it too high because there are a lot of problems.
Well, be careful then. Be tentative.
But the movie is good enough that it gets a solid 13 out of 20 swings of the babyface knifey guts situation.
I like it. I like everything you're doing. I hear your rating and I respect it.
Thanks, mate. Let me hear yours and also your final thoughts, please.
This movie, everything I've already said holds up. I don't feel swayed. I feel bolstered and buoyed by your enthusiasm. I think it's a rock solid, middle of the road, daytime slasher, which I like and enjoy very much.
Yeah, it's just to interrupt. Sorry, I didn't sort of mention this before, but it is interesting that like a lot of this takes place like during the day, during the daylight.
Yeah,
And that's cool.
it's mildly subversive, and it genuinely feels like a digestible Ritz cracker of a slasher. It's completely fine, you know. So I'm giving it 6.2 out of 9.9 because I just had a really good time watching it, and that counts for something in my opinion. I didn't love it. I wasn't going nuts. I wouldn't run out and recommend it to my friends. I'm not renting it shoes. I'm not buying it a beer. But it was a very entertaining movie.
Should we give it?
Thank you very much for that.
Should we give it the phantasm test?
What's the phantasm test?
Will you watch Happy Death Day to You?
Yes, I will, because I am very. I consider myself titillated by this film in that, you know, if the force behind this time loop is going to be revealed to me, I want to watch it. I want to suck that down.
Yeah, you want to slurp that hog.
I want to get my mouth around that shit and just really fucking. Whoa.
You've taken it too far, Sam. You've
Sorry.
taken it beyond the pale.
Beyond the big gulp. I want a big gulp of part 2 because I need to know.
Yeah.
And that is good enough for me.
I want a big neon green Jolly Rancher slushy from a fucking
I can't believe those exist.
racetrack in fucking Orlando.
Chroma Beach. Get yourself a Jolly Rancher slushie and an Atomic Warheads soda pop. Wowzers trousers, why is that a thing?
In Chroma?
Yeah, I took that picture I sent to you was from Chroma Beach.
Wild.
It was from the fucking petrol station right on Chroma Seafront.
Bonkers.
Pretty wild, eh?
That is...
Anyway, we should wrap this up, bud. We got lives to live. Our listeners are out there chasing their dreams, and we're grateful for them.
Yeah, well, they should stop chasing their dreams for, I think, maybe 1 to 3 minutes and do us, me, Jamie Carruthers, and you, Sam Russo, a solid. And that is wherever you're listening to this right now, rate it, review it, 5 stars, little review, tell us what you think. We love to hear it. It really helps us out. You should also go over to our social media at FT Horror Show and drop a follow, share something to your feed, whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, why are you doing that? But like, okay, I guess.
Do it, dude.
It was nice having a month of films that at least had something to offer.
It was more than nice. It was a soothing balm to my chafed ass, and I really enjoyed it.
So let's maybe try and keep this train chugging with some more films that maybe are good. How about that?
I completely agree. Speaking of chugging, let's get to the pub.
Okay, let's get to the pub. We'll see you next time, dear listener, for more Final Transmission in August.
Yep, that's the month. August. Thanks for hanging, guys.